Okay, welcome back to our channel. So for today's episode of Senior Share, we're going to discuss about how we made Dean's List our freshman year.
Me or me and John?
More like Little and John, because
Okay.
I did not do well my freshman year.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
We'll talk
So
about that too.
that's
yeah.
for another episode.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It happens. But why don't you start off for us?
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Since you're such a genius and all, you know.
Okay. I talked about this in a few other episodes, but
Yeah.
one of the biggest things you can have is just having a plan
Mm-hmm.
heading into college. And so, like going into college, you definitely want to find someone who's like an upperclassman or someone who's already there. For me, it was just my brother, so it's easy. But someone who can just give you advice about like what registration is like, or what the classes are like, class sizes, what kind of classes to take. I know that there's like this secret like list that you can ask people of like what the easy classes are to take at UW to get a guaranteed 4.0. And I had to ask people for that list. And so I took Greek mythology my freshman fall quarter. And I mean, other than reading Percy Jackson, I wasn't super interested in Greek mythology, but it was an easy 4.0, and I knew that from someone who told me. And so just taking those like small classes like that, just knowing people can get you pretty far ahead, and having that plan going in can definitely boost your GPA. And along with that, it can seem kind of weird, like why would I take Greek mythology if that has nothing to do with what I want to do? That's a common thing that people do, at least at UW, is they manage like some sort of balance between the classes that are actually related to your major and some other classes that are kind of just like electives.
Yeah.
That end up being easier. And so for me, I would take like one class that was related to what I actually wanted to do, which happened to be computer science. And then the other two classes freshman year would just be like random stuff. So like English, I took mythology, communications, architecture, yeah, appreciation of architecture. You can imagine what that class. We definitely appreciated the architecture in that class.
Architecture
Yeah.
1 and
We
2.
actually all took it together.
Yeah.
151.
And I think we all got a 4.0 in it.
Yeah.
So there's classes like that you can take that can help you boost your GPA. But just like managing your expectations and having that plan going in. It's like, what classes am I going to take which quarter? Some of them are only offered some quarters. So like which important classes am I going to take? And which easy classes am I going to take with that to like balance out my GPA and also my course load, so I'm not doing too much work all at once, because it can take some time to adjust to like the college workload. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, John?
Yeah, for me, I think it's really important to get a physical planner. I know not a lot of people do that. A lot of people use Google Calendar. Some people don't use schedules or planners at all, which I think is pretty crazy.
I don't use a planner.
You don't use a planner?
No.
And do you use a planner?
I use it for the first like 3 weeks.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because there's so many like assignments and just like just obligations, maybe like not in classes, maybe just like on campus opportunities. There's way too many things for my brain to comprehend. I need to put it down on a piece of paper. And I always plan 2 weeks ahead, just so I'm not missing out on anything, so I can prepare for things. And also, it's just like planning out your life is so much more efficient when you know you want to, let's say you want to go out with your friends on a Thursday, and you have an assignment due Friday. You can just like get those out the way on Monday and Tuesday instead of like doing nothing and pushing it off till Thursday. Physical planner, I say physical planner is more important than a virtual planner, just because like, because when you're highlighting things that I do and just checking it off with a pen, I feel like that feels so much better.
Do you take notes in class on pen and paper too?
I used to, but not anymore.
You seem like the physical planner, note-taking kind of guy.
No, but the physical planner, I will live and die by the physical planner.
Okay.
It is so important. Also, it's super cool because like freshman year, I had a physical planner, and I wrote down like little activities I'm gonna do.
I remember, it was a little notebook you had with
like
you.
someone's birthday or like I don't know, just like little events, and also schoolwork. And then sophomore year I have another planner, junior year I have another planner, so I can like look back and see what I did.
I guess that's kind of cool, yeah.
So I feel like that was like a pretty cool benefit as well. Another thing is to talk to older people that have already taken your classes. This one is very important. Do you want to talk to older people just because you have no idea what professors are good or what professors are bad? And you also want to ask them what kind of classes pair well with other classes, but I'll touch on this a little bit. Yeah, you definitely want to make sure you know what classes are going to fit into your schedule the best, and who knows that better than people who have already taken it. Also, learn how to study smart. Don't study dumb. Don't just study just like
Study
read.
dumb.
Yeah, a lot of
What's that
people
mean?
study dumb. A lot of people just read the textbook or like.
Well, how do we study smart,
Yeah.
John?
Well, you study smart, but also talking to older people.
Okay.
You have
Okay.
every professor is different. Like some professors, the test is gonna be based on their slides. Some professors they're gonna sprinkle in some textbooks. Some professors they're gonna use mostly in class examples. Like these are like you don't want to waste your time studying something else when, you could be focusing your energy on other things. You want to study what's going to be on the test, not like study the whole entirety of the subject because you can waste a lot of time with that. And once that clicked in my head for me to study like what the actual professor is going to put on the test,
Right.
I mean, I cut down my studying time.
Well, how do you figure out what the professor is gonna test you on?
Well, it's kind of more like I feel it out. Like I look at study files if there is any available. Take the midterm, and then once you take the midterm, you will know what the
I see what you mean.
what's happening for the final. But also talking to older upperclassmen.
A lot of classes are pretty transparent where they'll like post like everything's available online. Every class has its own website, at least for UW. So you can go back, look at previous times that teacher taught this class.
Mm-hmm.
They've probably been teaching this class for like 20 years. And they give out the same test every year or like some variation of it. So you can just study their tests specifically.
Yeah, that's also a very good tip. Also, my final tip would be to plan out your schedule to motivate yourself. Sign up for class times that you know you're going to make every time. So don't sign up for super early classes if you're not a morning person. Don't sign up for a class that's during lunchtime if you like need to eat lunch at this time. Don't sign up for a class late at night if you know you're not going to show up to that class. I mean, showing up to class is so important. Paying attention in every class is so important. So missing a class, I mean, like if you really think about it, at UW, it's 2 classes per week for a lot of classes.
2 or 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 classes per week and 10 weeks. So you literally have 30 classes. You don't want to be missing 1, 2, 3 classes. You're missing a tenth of the entire quarter.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss classes, and you also want to pay attention in every single class. I know there's a lot of times where I dozed off in freshman year. I literally would sleep, and that was the most dumbest thing of all time.
And no one notices is the problem.
And no one told me. No one said I have to pay attention, or like no one said how hard it's gonna be. And then come midterm time, I'm like, holy crap, there's a mountain of information I have to memorize now.
Yeah.
And I learned sophomore year, and even more so in junior year. Every single class now, I pay attention. I make sure that I'm learning in every class, not just like writing down notes. I make sure I'm understanding so that later when I'm studying for that midterm or when I'm studying for that final, I already know what the things are. I'm just reviewing it.
Yeah.
I think that's something that's super important.
Wait, did you do a FIG freshman year? Because I did one.
Yeah, I did a FIG.
Can you talk? Because you also taught one too, right?
Yeah. So FIGs at UW, very UW specific. I don't know if any other colleges have this.
They have similar types of things.
Yeah. So FIG is
first year interest group.
First year interest group. So you sign up for a class that you're gonna take, let's say econ, and then you select a FIG that goes along with it. So you take a FIG, and then a FIG is just like 20 to 30 students that are all freshmen in the fall quarter that are taking the exact same class that you chose. So if you chose econ 200, everyone in your FIG is taking that class. So super easy way to make friends that way, right? Super easy way to study. Also, the FIG leader who's teaching that class probably took that class as well. So you have an in with a person who has already taken that class. You have an in with students who are taking the class right now. You have an in with a social group that you can carry on if you wish so throughout your freshman quarter. They can branch off into other things. I think a FIG is what you really make of it. So if you want to take advantage of it, you will have an amazing time. If you just want to sit back and just kind of chill, that's okay too. I mean, you're not losing anything.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's also like nice getting notes from them too and stuff. In between figs.
But I recommend it.